Imagine you're a house cleaner, you're knocking on the door, and you get shot. That's what happened. So a housekeeper was fatally shot and killed by a homeowner after simply arriving at the wrong address, knocking on the door. That's it. Put it up full mask. So sad. Indiana. Maria Florinda Rios Perez de Velasquez, a woman working as a house cleaner, attempted to enter the wrong house, wrong address, was shot and killed by the homeowner. She was only 32 years of age. She was a mother of 4 children. At the house, the bullet hole is still visible through the door. Her husband, who cleaned houses with her, witnessed her death. He told NBC News, quote, "It's not easy. At the moment of seeing my wife in my arms, already lifeless, covered in blood, I felt like they tore everything from me," end quote. Ms. Velasquez was heading to the private residence alongside her husband to clean the home in Whitestown, Indiana. On the morning of Wednesday, November 5th, she tried to open the door using a key and was promptly shot in the head. Her brother Rudy told NBC News. She then fell into the arms of her husband. She was 32 and an immigrant from Guatemala. Quote, "It's just so unjust. She was only trying to bring home the daily bread to support her family," he told the outlet. "She accidentally went into the wrong house, but he should not have taken her life." An autopsy report performed on her body and her manner of death was ruled a homicide due to a gunshot wound to the head. Boone County Coroner Justin Sparks confirmed to local ABC affiliate WRTV News. However, the classification does not necessarily mean that the shooter will be criminally charged, Sparks said. Quote, "It has no impact. It is a classification of manner of death, no implication in the criminal realm." People have reached out to the Boone County Coroner and the Whitestown Metropolitan Police Department. Quote, "Homicide in the context means the death was caused by a volitional act by another individual, another person, not necessarily implying criminal intent," Sparks continued. Quote, "We're just trying to unravel what exactly happened and, if applicable, what charges there would be," Whitestown Metro PD Captain Jon Ossoff told WTHR. Quote, "This is still very fresh," end quote. In a statement shared on social media, the WMPD wrote, quote, "The facts gathered do not support that a residential entry occurred," and confirmed that that Velasquez died at the scene and her husband was on the porch of the residence as she attempted to fit the key in the door, placing neither of them inside the home. WMPD confirmed it is an open investigation. The shooter is yet to be publicly identified. So these are distinctions that they needed to make because of responses that came after the initial report. Homicide just means another person caused the death, all right? That's it. So it's a homicide. The criminal aspect is contextualizing the investigation. And a big part of that is, was their entry into the home? Was somebody inside of your house? And if so, did you feel your life was threatened? So typically you have a 1-2 combination with that. If they're outside of your home, you have a duty to enforce trespass. Yes, you have a right and obligation to enforce trespass. But you have to warn the person. And they have to make a reasonable exit or reasonable response to get off your property. It's as if somebody's at your property knocking on your door. You can't just shoot them. That would be insane. That would be worse than Wild Wild West. A person is able to knock on your door. If you do not want them there, you could tell them that. If they don't start making a reasonable effort to leave, you then have the right to enforce trespass. But that is an important element of this law, and that is the reason that law enforcement decided to highlight that there seems to be no entry into the property, which provides a different set of rules and standards that must be applied. All right, Senator, thoughts here.
You talk about shoot first and then not even be able to ask any questions. This really is tragic. I feel so bad for her husband, her children. Her entire family, Doc, and we'll see what the investigation yields. And I love how you breaking down the law and the nuances so that people can understand what's happening here. This is not the first case like this. Unfortunately, there's been an increase in cases like this. There was one story we did a while ago where somebody just pulled in somebody's driveway to turn around and the
Yeah.
homeowner started shooting at them. There have been stories about teenagers, knocking at the wrong door, at the wrong home and being shot. So come on, people, calm down.
Yeah.
Everybody shouldn't have a gun, Doc, because that to me that shows a lack of discipline. That at the first time you gonna shoot first, like you said, no, hey, what you doing? Who are you? None of that. You just open up and fire. It's
Yeah.
really this did not have to happen, and it's unfortunate that it did.
That's right. And it doesn't make it safe for anybody.
No.